Hey guys, alrighty. So, happy, whatever today, Thursday? I don't even know. Days blend together. Anyways, so, yesterday was a really nice little bounce recovery day on the markets. Kind of what we were, we were talking about whether that was bottom or whether that was just a relief bounce. Initially it was looking really strong, and then they had that nice little sell-off at the end of the day there. That's where that last hour of trading can really change the whole dynamic of the day's candle and the next day's candle. So as of right now, the daily double top off the daily 8 EMA resistance at 68.40, which is also a perfect trend line rejection in that red bear channel too in my TA that I posted. And then over on NQ, we have 25,780 as our 8 EMA, and we're putting in a nice double top there too. So right now, I generally am expecting some downside today. I think our big level to watch for support on ES is 6,800, but I do imagine us getting down to 67.75 area. Now, when we move over to NQ, we are sitting at, we bounced off overnight 25,600. I do think our key support will be 25,550 area, which is that 20 EMA support on the daily, but I do think we have downside to the 25,400 area. So again, that is what I'm seeing. We do have VIX still green. It is making a push up. We had a nice reversal within the last hour, as you can see here, where we were pushing up really nicely, and then we just had a really nice rejection starting to push down here. So as we go into open, I was watching 68.29 to 68.41 and 25.748 to 25.812, but we just broke through that support. So now we really have 68.07 and 25.630 to 25.644 as our support to watch. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I do think potentially we might see a little bounce back to that kind of 68.29 and 25.747 area and then make our descent. But generally speaking here, it's setting up for a nice red day in the market. We'll be patient. So today's a big day. We are attempting to get back-to-back payouts on our F&F accounts. So I've been trying to do this since I started trading these accounts, and I just seem to somehow mess it up, which is not surprising because usually when I take my payout, I only have like somewhere between 400 to 800 in DD, so drawdown. So, 2 losses kind of wipes you out. The first day after my payout, actually, I did take 2 losses and I was working on a 3rd loss, but thankfully I had just a little extra drawdown to 1,200, and I was able to recover and actually push green. So we're looking pretty good here. Hopefully today our goal is 15 points, $300. We kind of went for the same thing yesterday, that $200 to $300 mark. I'm trying to overshoot the profits a little bit. The kind of annoying thing about the second payout on F&F is that they don't show you the end balance that you need to be at. They just say, hey, this is the profit you need. So like right now, total since my last payout, they said I need somewhere around like 700 total profit for consistency. So I'm pretty close to that, but I don't want to fall short by like $5 or something like that and be in a spot where I could have taken a payout, but then I have to wait an extra day and then, take a chance of blowing it. So pretty much today I'm shooting for that $300 mark. That's what I hit yesterday. The day before that I hit about 250. So all 3 of those together gives me the nice consistency I need. So looking for that payout today. Again, the key to that success is looking for the 40 to 50 point move, but taking the 15 points of profit. So again, I'm would have been Tuesday. That was kind of the mistake I made, and I've made it in the past too. When I get these, I only need $100. It's actually tougher because I tend to jump into a play like, it's just going to move 10 points real quick and I'll snag my profit. And then what ends up happening is I lose that profit, and then now I need 30 points of profit. And then if you take another loss, then you're looking at you need 50 points, and that's a whole nother story. So, gonna be patient there. My Funded Futures accounts are looking good too. Just basically need $100 there to just secure the day today and tomorrow, and then tomorrow night after close, I'll be able to request about 4,000 there. So here we go. We got sellers. VIX is moving up. So again, 6807 and 25,644. That is my level I'm watching. Interestingly enough, we're actually coming out of the gate here with some pretty strong sellers on NQ. So we're actually at aggressive already. That's interesting. Don't usually see it this strong so early. So here's our test of 25,644. You know, if you're looking at the 15-minute chart here, you can see that we are rejecting this trend line and we are trying to push down. So, you know, this actually is a decent short opportunity just right here. You know, our 5-minute point of control is rejecting, and the only reason I would not take this short, and I'm not taking it at this moment, is because we're dropping into support. Generally speaking, we don't short into our support. You want to be above the support or below the support before you're shorting. So, you know, not a great entry for that reason, because the expectation would be that support will hold. And if you look over at ES, we have a little bit of a pop here. So same thing, you know, I would like to see ES in the same direction if I was going to take that short. So we'll be patient here, kind of see what we get here. If we continue lower, though, our next big targets really is 67.93 and 25,591. You got to say, though, these sellers on NQ, they are impressive. They're piling in here right now. ES not so. ES doesn't have buyers, but it doesn't want to go lower. So very notable there. Our ideal close here will be a 5-minute closure under, preferably 25,630, and that would certainly open up an opportunity for, again, that 25,591 area. But if you look over ES, like I said, you know, this is where I always trade the pairs. So if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I only trade NQ. I used to trade ES back in the day. And that's pretty much where I started, because when I transitioned to futures, I was already trading SPY options, so I was already watching SPY. But then I kind of moved over. I liked ES, but I found like a lot of times I just wasn't getting the points for the move. So I was right on the direction, right on the move, but it just wasn't enough to really justify playing it. So I went over to NQ. Found a lot more success, a lot more happy playing NQ. So anyways, when I trade NQ, though, I am watching ES aggressively. So if ES is pushing up like you just saw, I'm not going to take a trade in the opposite direction, generally speaking, on NQ. I'd like to see them trading in the same direction, or kind of what you're seeing right now is NQ wants to go lower, but you look over ES, it's finally getting its upside rejection, which could support a little bit lower. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I had a phone call randomly here. Well, I have our dishwasher broke, unfortunately, so getting a new one delivered. This will be here in about 15 to 20 minutes, so might need to step out here in a little bit. Hopefully we can get our play before then. Not going to rush it, but we'll see what we get here. So All right, here's our 5-minute close. It is not closing below the level I want, but we are still trending down. We still have really, really good sellers. If this 5-minute double top on ES plays out, that should push NQ lower, and that should give us an entry. So I'm going to look for a short here to take. So again, we're sitting right at that support, so it's really, really tough to justify the short when we're sitting on the 25,630 to 25,644 area. But again, sellers are aggressive. ES is rejecting. 15-minute looks like a downtrend. VIX is pushing up. I'm going to go ahead and take it.
Order filled.
Okay, so I'm in a short here, looking for 15 points. See if we get our drop here. Again, I think 25,591 and 6807 look like solid targets here. So, gonna hold here. I like this short. Decent stop loss at above the 5-minute candle. If we break above that, likely it's gonna be a big pop anyways. VIX pushing up. She's a little choppy. Let's see what we play out here. We got the sellers, so again, I'm content holding here. There is a potential they could take this back up to 25,660 for a retest first, especially since ES does not seemingly want to go lower, but we'll see what happens here with the sellers. We might get stopped out here, so that's okay. All right, so we did get stopped out. Well, actually, I hate when this happens. So one of my accounts got stopped out, but the other, my lead account got stopped out, but everybody else is still in. So, we'll see how that plays out here, actually. ES is failing to go lower, so it's kind of hurting us here. We still have super great sellers here on NQ though, so I still like the downside. I still think we're gonna get our push here lower, but again, I'm holding, looking for our profit here. Again, one of my accounts got stopped out, but my other 5 are still in. So hopefully these ones will hit, and then we can go back and we'll look for a short or a long on the last account to get that one back into profit here. But it is starting to look like it might want to bounce here. But overall trend is lower. If we would have had a little bit better of an entry, we would have got our take profit. We came about 5 points short. Okay, so we did get stopped out there. I still like that short. Again, you know, I knew the risk was there with shorting in to that range support and demand area of 25,630 to 25,644. However, again, with how aggressive the sellers are, and with VIX and VX pushing up, I felt confident in that short. It just didn't work out, but that's okay. So this is that 660 retest I was talking about. Now, if you look over at ES, I really have 68.23 as our resistance. And again, you know, the short opportunity here is not looking as good anymore on NQ because we're double bottoming off 25,644. And we do have we still have aggressive sellers. They're just weakening a little bit. So we'll see where this candle closes here in about 45 seconds. If we close over 25,680, we actually could see a pretty big pop to 25,700. But again, if you look over ES, it's still rejecting. So this could actually push a little bit lower. So we might have just gotten stopped out before the move happens here. We'll just kind of see where this closes here. VIX is still going up. VX is still going up. See if we get a 5-minute double top off this point of control at 25,667. So again, now if you look at our ORB support, it's sitting again, once again at 25,630. Still have sellers, still pushing lower. ES is pushing lower. It looks like a good short opportunity, but I don't want to short again and get stopped again into overnight support, nor do I want to short into the 5-minute ORB. So I'm going to wait for a closure here and kind of see where they play us out here. There actually is a decent long opportunity, maybe a quick short, long, up to like the 670 area for the bounce, but you're fighting pretty much all the trends, so it's a tough one to justify taking that too. Well, my delivery people just got here, so I'm going to need to step out. I'll probably just leave the stream going. They're just delivering it. They're not installing or anything, so man, there she goes. So we were right on the short, it looks like. It just unfortunately got us before it pushed down. So let's see kind of where we're going here. At this point, it's tough to justify a short. It certainly looks like they are going to just keep pushing this lower, though. So give me a couple minutes here. I'll be right back. I'm going to get these guys to deliver this thing here. Hopefully they'll just put it in the garage. Still eyeing a short. I almost entered. I should have entered. I was watching it at about 25,610, but don't like entering and then walking away. VIX and VX got a big pop though, so man, we got aggressive sellers. It's tough. This looks so good for the downside. So maybe they'll give us this 5-minute close under 25,630, and then we can get a short afterward, a little retest, maybe lower. If you look over at ES though, they're still holding 6804, so we gotta be cognizant of that. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. That was quick and painless. So, all right, we got a minute to close here. Doesn't look like I missed a whole lot. Let's see if they can actually close this under 25,630. Our sellers are still super aggressive on NQ. ES still refusing to break 6807. VIX is still pushing up. So again, downside looks good. I think our next step is 25,525, but we'll see where we close, see what we get next. I'd like a closure under 25,630 and then maybe a back test off that to get a short, but we'll see what they give us here. All right, so there's our close. We got under our 5 ORB on ES also. So again, if we can get a little pop to 631 here, 630 area, I do like the downside. Okay, so big bounce here, pushing back through ORB on ES. Now we're pushing through ORB on NQ. Touching point of control at 644. If they want to do a full 15-minute 5 EMA retest, then we're going to see 68.17 and 25.675, which it does potentially look like that's what they're going to try to do here. Okay, here's our potential rejection. Okay, they're pushing her higher now. So looks like we might get that EMA retest here. So, you know, it's kind of some tough movement. You know, I thought we might see a little bit more clean downside. You know, we did have a good hour of selling off, though, so it's not too surprising, I suppose, that we're a little choppy, but certainly a little more difficult to find a good entry here. I am looking for this to get slapped back down. I'm just not sure if they're going to make us wait for the 5-minute candle to slap us or if they're going to give us a big old wick. Wouldn't mind a 5-minute rejection. You know, they might take this back up to 5-minute ORB actually at 68.21 and 25.686 first. Okay, we got a minute to close here. So what they might end up setting us up for here is a new demand and support on a 15-minute double bottom. Hopefully that'll keep us somewhere under 700, which is this 15-minute point of control. And then we can maybe look for a 15-minute double top rejection to low a day. That would be a pretty good setup. We are getting a wick here in the 5-minute. So we'll see kind of where they close us here. So here's where I was saying, I was wondering if they're going to give us a big wick or a double top. It looks like they're going to give us the wick. We got 15 seconds to close though. Man, they're going to try to get all the way back under 30. Impressive, impressive. Okay, so This could set up a nice short for us here with this rejection if they can. They did close it under 30. So let's see if we get a little bit of a relief higher, maybe back to 644. Hopefully not over 644 because that would probably mean we're going back higher. Okay, we're going higher, so maybe 660.
Order
Oh,
filled.
that is not where I wanted
Order
it.
submitted.
Okay, well, I don't know who all got in there. Okay, I'm short, but it was a weird entry. I don't think all my accounts got in either. Okay, I'm trying to get down to about 576 is where I want. Let's see. It looks like all my F and F accounts got in. It looks like just one of my MyFunded futures did not get in, so we'll close
Order
that one
canceled.
out. Two of my other ones didn't get in.
Order
That didn't
Order
get
canceled.
in. That
Order
didn't get
canceled.
in. Okay, we got a 5-point break stop even. I'm gonna hold it so I want my full profit here of 35. Let's get it. There it is. All right, payout is secured. Boom. Let's go. Okay, now I still got to deal with my MyFunded futures because they didn't all got in. So, let's see, 298 to 44. I'm going to hate to do it, but I really need another 50 bucks. God, I hate when that's the case. So, you're going to see me do some degen scalping here. So I need 50 bucks. Sucks because it can go, well, I don't need it in that count though. Let me grab it in these. You know what? No, I'm going to take the risk that I hate this consistency stuff because check that. I love consistency. I hate that they don't tell me exactly how much I needed this account. So I'm going to take the risk that my calculations were correct yesterday and 220 was the max or the minimum I needed. So I'm going to let those go ahead and sit. I'm going to switch over to my MyFunded futures. So I have a few of these that did not get in. That was a goofy fill. I don't know if you guys watched it, could see that or not, but I hit the sell, but it actually filled me like way higher than where I even entered. So it was kind of a good fill actually, but so I have, let's see, got 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts that did not get in on MyFunded futures. So we're going to go ahead and get back in and try to find a short on those. But 9K secured. That was the goal. So excited. I know, J Money, right? I actually got nervous because I hit the short button and then it freaking dropped like crazy. And I didn't know if I would get a good fill. So I got a lucky fill there. I will say it was a lucky fill. Okay, so sorry, I was trying to move some stuff around here. All right, so looking for another short on this new candle. Good rejection. Again, I think we're going lower. Perfect play there. I mean, that was perfectly executed. We waited for the 5-minute close. We waited for it to close under the ORB again. We saw that. We waited for the back test a little bit higher, and then we executed. I will say they sent that thing dumping quicker than I thought they would, so we didn't get in at the top where I wanted, but again, it worked out perfectly. So let's try to get these last 4 MyFunded futures accounts back to the green. Okay, we got 6 seconds to close. Look for a little pop, probably to 575. And then I'm going to try to, once again, short this. Preferably, we're going to see, I think we're going to probably get down to 521 here. Maybe even lower. I always hate when I have to change my lead account because I always use, no matter what, the same lead account just for, I'm going to go ahead and get in short here. I'm short. I always use my same lead account for simplicity reasons. And I also save my stuff for that reason too, to make sure that I use the same accounts and I don't double up and all that stuff. So whenever I have to do what I'm doing now with I switch my lead account, I always get nervous and I have to like triple check that I actually use the right account. Okay, so I'm looking for that rejection. There's a chance they're going to run this back up to like 690 or 590 area. But again, sellers are so ridiculous and VIX is just straight pumping here. I do think we're going to see a drop to 520. Remember, this is only my 4 funded futures accounts that did not see their profit. So I'm okay with these kind of, you know, trading these a little more aggressively because I wanted that payout. That's what I cared about, was that 9K payout. So that is secured. Super excited about that. Oops. They are attempting to bounce this though, so.
Order submitted.
Oh, so did not. I hate when that happens. So one of them got in double. I tried to add a con there. Why did that stop me out? What? That was goofy. Well, okay, well, hoping this one's going to come down and get my 20 points I need here. Setting the break even. So I have my lead account. This is where stuff's getting goofy again. I know people have been having trading issues, but so my lead account there, I went short, and I added a con, but my follower accounts did not, for whatever reason, add the contract. It actually rejected that order, but then it put a stop loss in. So those just got stopped out for like 5 points. So looking for this one to hit my profit here. Oh, come on. Give it to me. I don't got to be too crazy here. I just really need a green day, so.
Stop failed.
Okay. So we're going to try to get back in. I don't know what happened. I don't know why those got closed out like that, but. Come back in.
Order failed.
Okay, everybody's short again.
Order submitted.
So that's what the issue is. Okay, so some of the accounts, for whatever reason, it's not letting me add a second contract, but the other ones are. So my funded futures has like a consistent, like a scaling plan basically, where you're supposed to be able to add a second con after you are where I'm at. So we're going to go ahead and put our take profit there on those accounts, and these ones, we're going to go ahead and put it back down right about here. This will give me my daily profit goal that I need. Double check this real quick here. So, let's see. I don't know,
300. Target failed.
Okay, so close that account out for $300. So now moving over to these accounts, I will have to go back in. I got these accounts back to break even. So here's my 521, by the way, that I was looking for. Great play there. So right now I have, I wish I could put a picture in the chat, but I can't. So I have gotten, and I'll put it in the Discord, so I know some of you guys are in both. Let's see here. So I got my FNF all at 300. 2 of my funded futures are at 300. And man, there she goes. And then I have 3 accounts left that I need to get probably like 15 points of profit on for my goal. So closed under 520 there. Likely we're going to see a big push to 414 next. Let's go ahead and jump in short here, see if they'll give it to us. Boom,
Filled.
there she is. All right, everybody's at $300 on the day now. Great, great, great day. Love to see it. Okay, so status update here on the accounts. Man, what a great day. What a great week. This is a great way to start off November. I'm super stoked. So basically the way I'm looking right now is tonight I will request another 9K payout. That will put me at 18K on the week for FNF. Super excited about that. That's amazing. This is actually the first time I've been able to secure back-to-back payouts on FNF. Right now, I'm sitting at probably about $500 to $600 of drawdown that I'll have tomorrow. So we're going to try to run those things up again. Try to get to the 3rd payout in a row. Not sure we're going to be able to do it with only 600 of drawdown, but we're going to give it a go. My funded futures accounts are sitting super pretty. Basically, I'm anywhere from $1,700 to $1,900 in profit. That one lead account actually is up at $1,900. Everybody else is sitting at $1,675 of profit. So pretty much there tomorrow, a $100 day gets me for $5,000 in payout there. So that'll put me at $18,000 on FNF, and that'll put me at $5,000 on my funded futures for a total weekly payout of $23,000. Pretty freaking great week. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do a live stream. Man, that thing just straight dumped. Jeez. Well, I was right, I guess, that this was our rejection. So if you look at the daily time frame now, we are straight dumping. We're at 67.75, and we're looking at 25,400 just like we were looking for. So overall, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Great day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this.